before now, but we'll do the big stretch during intermission. Because, we gotta take care of our bodies. Art is a physical job. Um, but yeah, it's so nice here right now. It's wonderful. Like you can see all this like natural sunlight coming at me, which is beautiful. Um, maybe I'll actually I'm gonna open the window. Get some fresh air. It's always good. And opening the window means that maybe Pancakes the cat will come to the window and we can say hi to Pancakes for a little bit. He's been coming round the back door all the time lately, almost every day. I was hanging out on my back porch last night, hanging out with a friend that I hadn't seen in a while, and like it was her first time coming over to my house, and I was like, oh my god, I hope Pancakes makes an appearance while you're here. Pancakes is a neighborhood cat, like outside cat, that I'm not sure if he's a stray or if he is just somebody's outdoor cat. He's got the clipped ear, which is usually a sign of like catch and release. And especially in like big cities that have rat problems and stuff, there will be like permanently outdoor cats. Like they have a job and it's to control the rat population. But he's so friendly and like soft and fairly clean. So I feel like maybe he's somebody's indoor cat, but he just sort of like goes around to everybody's backyard and like makes an appearance. He's orange and white, short hair, thick boy, not chonky, just like thick. If he was a human, which I did draw him as a human a couple months ago, but he would just be stocky. He's a stocky cat. Chunk-ish, chunk adjacent. Like second cousins to a chunk. But yeah, like I was hanging out on the back porch and I was like, oh, I do hope that Pancakes makes an appearance. And I saw him like several yards over and I started calling him over and he just ran. He saw me and he ran. No, we're talking about Pancakes right now, Levin. Because Pancakes has been making so many appearances in my backyard lately. And so I just opened the window in my office, and fingers crossed that Pancakes comes to say hi during the stream, because he's been coming to the window almost every day. Really, it's ever since I fed him, because normally he would just come and visit, and then I was like, I've got this little dish of like food that our cats aren't really crazy about. I don't want it to go to waste, so I'll just give it to Pancakes. He's here. I've got some food. Let's just feed this neighborhood cat. And now he is here every day, which I'm not mad about. Because it's Alex says we can't get more cats until we live in a bigger house that can accommodate them. But having an outdoor neighborhood cat that comes by all the time is like getting to have another cat that doesn't live indoors in the house. I do have allergies. I am actually really allergic to cats. But I love them so much that I just take Zyrtec every single day and just handle the fact that I will never breathe through both nostrils again for the rest of my life. And that's just the way it is. It's worth it because I love cats so much. Yeah. Yeah, you had Pancakes, you might be hungry. Yeah, it's, yeah, you can't have any pets in your apartment. That's so sad. I'm so sorry. That's like... The nice thing about having my own place is that I do get to make those decisions for myself. And even if those decisions are bad for my own health, who cares? I love cats more than I love breathing. Like, literally. Like, literally, I love cats more than I love breathing. And I didn't realize I was allergic to cats until I already had scrambles. And what, you get rid of your cat just because you can't breathe? No. I went through like years of bi-weekly, like twice a week shots every, twice a week for like years so that I could make my allergies go from really bad to just kind of bad now. And it's worth it. It's worth it. It did make when I got my COVID shot. I got my COVID shot on Saturday. Yeah, this is my first stream since I got the COVID shot. First one. Got the Pfizer. Got the Pfizer in this arm. Is feeling good. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here, be partially vaccinated. It's great. My arm doesn't hurt anymore. It definitely hurt the day after I got the shot. I felt a little like all of my, even my like other arm and my neck and just like everything was feeling kind of creaky and mad about it, but who cares? It's nice to have a shot in me. And it's great. And I didn't feel the actual shot going in. And I am also just used to, I used to get so many injections for my allergies that, right. It's time doesn't really flow the way it used to pre-pandemic. Part of why I started doing Tarot Tuesday was so that I could at least always know what day was Tuesday. And I need something like that in my life when I'm just indoors and every day kind of feels the same. Having Tuesdays be like, all right, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than just like sitting in my underwear and being a slob. Like I get up, I get dressed, I brush my hair. It's great. But yeah, like I was so excited to get this vaccine, but like my brain almost couldn't hold on to the memory. Like until it actually happened, it didn't feel real at all. I was just like, something's probably going to come up and they're going to like cancel this for me. They're going to like run out of vaccine, or they're going to determine that, allergies and asthma are not a qualifying condition anymore and they're going to kick me off, or, I'm just going to like go to the wrong place. And by the time I figure out the correct place, they're going to be like, well, you missed your appointment, so no vaccine for you. So just my brain, like I didn't want to get my hopes up, I guess, until it was actually in me. And then once I had it, I was just like, whoa, this actually really happened. This really happened. I really have a shot in me. And yeah, in less than 5 weeks, in 5.5 weeks, or 4.5 weeks, I'm going to be, not 100% protected. The way the vaccines are working is that it's not so much that you absolutely 100% could never get COVID, but everyone who has received these vaccines, it's highly unlikely that you're going to get COVID. And if you do get COVID, in all of the trials and tests, no one who received the vaccine who did manage to get COVID was hospitalized. No one is getting severely sick from COVID with the shot. And that is the point of the vaccine. It's to make it essentially like another flu. And so, because they're saying, it's never going to completely go away. We're just going to learn to control it and make it so that it's not deadly anymore. And that always has been the goal of the vaccines. And it's just good to know to like keep that in mind, what the reality of it is, and know that like, okay, even when I am fully vaccinated, I'm still going to be fairly responsible about things. I'm not going to be, having an orgy anytime soon. I'm not going to be having a rave anytime soon. I'm not going to be having, I don't know, what do people do in large groups? I don't know. Why my brain just immediately jumps to orgies, but that's because, I'm gonna bop myself in chat. So but yeah, we just all want to be. I kind of don't want to be in like super large groups. I'm just looking forward to being able to see a few new people one at a time. Concerts, movies, yes, those things. Yeah, I guess I didn't really go to a lot of concerts pre-pandemic. I don't know if Riot Fest is happening this year. It got canceled last year, but by September, things might be okay. Who knows? Conventions. I am looking forward to conventions, especially because doing conventions, I'm going to keep wearing a mask at conventions because like everyone gets sick after conventions because there's so many people packed in together, so many germs, and fans want to take like pictures with you or shake your hand or any of that kind of stuff. So you can get really sick after a after a convention. And I do like how this has sort of normalized wearing a mask, and I'm probably going to do something to that effect at conventions. And I think all of this, like, we've learned so much about how to not spread diseases unnecessarily. And I think we can bring that into conventions and, you know, other experiences. Grocery shopping, probably always going to wear a mask for that too. Yeah, definitely going to be waiting before I go to another convention. Not any this year. I'm not signed up for any this year anyways. Like the earliest convention that I am booked for is in 2022. So yeah. Also, did you hear that a convention center in California that's been doing vaccinations, like a lot of convention centers have been turned into mass vaccination sites, but they are having to put vaccinations on hold for a weekend so an anime convention can happen. And that's just, you know, this is why people hate nerds. It's because of people like that who say our anime convention, which is going to be a super spreader event, is more important than getting people vaccines. It's just bonkers. It's bonkers. Such misguided priorities. You know, it makes me want to be a hermit. And that's tying into, I don't know, segue into today's card, which is going to be the Hermit. I just sort of felt like, you know, as we all sort of wasn't very smooth. I feel like it was a little bit plonky and obvious. But I was just like, oh boy, I've been talking for like 15 minutes. Maybe I should like actually start drawing. But yeah, just I felt like doing the Hermit this week, as you know, more and more of us don't have to be such hermits like we have been for months. Just like since I have this vaccine and there is this light at the end of the tunnel, and it's like, oh boy, I don't have to be as isolated in the, you know, in a less than a month and a half, a little bit more than a month. Actually, I think like exactly 1 month now. Yeah, exactly 1 month. I am going to be able to just hang out with a friend that I haven't seen in a while. I'm still probably going to do it outside, just because it's also really nice outside. And also, yeah, you know, yeah, like there's any kind of show that has like a theme. It also does have like a bunch of talking at the beginning too. Yeah, I'm not gonna go on and on for an hour for sure. But yeah, I've started collecting tarot decks. I got my favorite one right now is this Mermaid Tarot by Dame Darcy, who I love her artwork so much. I've been a Dame Darcy fan for like 20 years now. I think I found her in high school. I got to meet her once, and she invited me to like hang out with her, but then I was too busy and I couldn't, and I feel really bad about it. Like I've idolized her for so long, and I met her and she just like met me as a fellow, like it didn't feel as much like a fan interaction. I was just like, hi, I love your art. And you know, it inspired my own art, and I actually gave her one of my comics because I was just like, I've enjoyed your comics for so long. I just want to give you this as like thanks for providing me so much joy and inspiration. And she just like looked at the book, and then she like met me as a fellow artist, and it was so cool that she was like really down to earth, and she wasn't just like, oh, I've been doing this forever and I'm above anyone who has been doing it for less time than me. It really was just like oh hey, you're an artist too, cool, I love meeting artist friends, let's hang out. And it was cool, and I wish that we had actually gotten to hang out, but you know, maybe some other time. All right, we are drawing a Hermit. And yeah, this is a fairly straightforward card, you know, about isolation and taking time to yourself and all of that stuff. The card, this is one of the more iconic cards that people have seen a lot. I should really start doing this beforehand, pulling up the card, the traditional Rider-Waite cards before the stream, but you know, here we are. So this is, come on computer, there we go. Here we've got sort of the traditional imagery. We got, you know, dude in a cloak, he's got a lantern, sort of nothing in the background, nothing around. This dude's all by himself, you know. So I was thinking of, I'm actually still a little bit deciding which direction I want to go. I was thinking either like an alien all alone on a planet, just way out in space, no one else around, like on the moon or something, or like a really deep sea fish person, like deep sea mermaid. That, you know, things are definitely a lot more lonely down there. Outer space and the deep sea have a lot in common. So, you know, they're both definitely far from human civilization. And like if I wanted to escape society, I'd either go to outer space or the deep sea. I say as if that's a thing that I could actually do. Just like, you know, the only reason that I'm not on the moon right now is because I like society too much. I just, you know, I really like being around other people, and that's why I don't live on the moon. But yeah, I think I like the outer space idea. That was sort of the original idea. I just I like the idea of, for the lantern, having it be one of those deep sea fish that has, you know, a little lantern coming off its head, but an alien can have that too. So I think that'll be fun. And maybe just like listening to music on headphones, because that's also a little bit of a way to like isolate yourself sometimes, like even when you are out and about in society, that you know, sometimes just putting your headphones on can you know, be enough to get people to leave you alone when you want to be alone. So yeah, this is gonna be, I'm doing 2 cards again today. Usually when I do one of the major arcana, I devote the whole show to it, but the imagery of this is going to be not super complicated, just because there's really not going to be much of a background at all, because it's so much of just like, you know, floating in a sea of nothing. So, yeah, it's not going to be super complicated. Actually, floating in a sea of nothing. I was thinking about having this alien like sitting on a planet, but maybe I want them like just floating out in space. I don't know, because then I'd have to draw a spacesuit, and I really just kind of want to have this be like just a cute babe alien sitting on a planet. I am probably going to have, I like the thought of this being on our moon and having the Earth be in the background. So let's make like a rocky crater kind of moon. Let's see. Hold on. Real quick, I'm going to restart Photoshop just because it's behaving wonky and just lagging a little bit. I'm still working on setting up Affinity so that I can have like the good flow that I need for how I work with stuff, but I'm getting close. I've been setting up Affinity stuff. Maybe so tomorrow, for whatever Wednesday, I'm going to be coloring in a spectacle page or a spectacle illustration, a cover actually. Um, Maybe I'll try doing that in Affinity and we'll see how that goes. Okay, open recent, Hermit. Because, yeah, Photoshop, I'm realizing like I'm not having these problems with other programs. I kept thinking, oh, this is my computer's problem, this is the tablet's problem, but other programs are working just fine. It's really Photoshop that is, it's just got so much bloat to it that it ends up being really laggy. Okay. Um, but yeah, I also, okay, so I like the thought of her like reading a book by the light of her little antenna, like her little glow up antenna. Actually, let's give her a fun head shape. Give her some little reading glasses, maybe. I'll do that later. I gotta get the basics on the page. I keep making the mistake of making my sketches too detailed at first. I really need to get better at, just do the pose first, figure out, how the body is sitting, and then you can get more detailed with it. Give her some like go-go space boots. Oh my god, yeah, the shrimp cereal story I brought up last week. And then apparently that guy ends up being a milkshake duck. Like, what's crazy though is that like after hearing that story, I did end up buying a large box of cinnamon toast crunch and like eating a bunch of it. So I guess it worked out for General Mills. Um that I still ended up eating cinnamon toast crunch. But yeah, it is bonkers. Oops, that foot is a little. Yeah, there were shrimp in the cinnamon toast crunch and no, not in our cinnamon toast crunch. We had a shrimp free cinnamon toast crunch, which honestly I was a little disappointed in because shrimp are more expensive than cinnamon toast crunch. So I would have just been happy with, getting some free shrimp. Put cocktail sauce on that instead of milk? All right. Yeah, I'm liking this pose. She's cute. We got a cute little alien babe. I kind of like the idea of her reading like a magazine, though. It's not the first time I've drawn like aliens reading magazines. Actually, I don't know. Magazines are so like current, I guess. And if you are maybe isolating and not caring about what's going on in larger society, uh I don't know. I probably wouldn't read magazines if I was looking to isolate. Because I'm liking the idea of her being out here on purpose, like really enjoying this, because I did enjoy quarantine for a little bit before it got to be so long and the novelty wore off. But for, taking a little bit of time to get back in touch with ourselves, having the space to do that, it was pretty good. And the nice thing about aliens that I'm drawing right now is that I don't have to be quite as detailed with my anatomy, and it can look a little bit wonky. Maybe I'll give her 4 arms. We'll see. Yeah, also Suez Canal memes have been great. I read an essay about how much we all came together to enjoy the Suez Canal catastrophe thing, because, like, yes, it was bad, and causing something like that on purpose would be bad, but we all got to come together over this story where it was just like, we can all agree the boat is stuck. We can all agree that is bad. We can all agree that, there's nothing we can do right now as individuals about it. This wasn't caused by any sort of government being horrible. It wasn't caused by racism. It was just boat got stuck. And there's nothing to fight about, and we can all just come together as people and be like, boat stuck. Wow. And I get that. That just we all could agree this boat is stuck. And there was no debate about it. And it's so refreshing in a time when just everything is up for debate and everything is a fight. And it's just so, it was so fun to have a break from everything being a fight. Let's see. Do I want to give her less fingers or more fingers? Let's go with 3 fingers. Boat stuck, new Andrew Hussey comic. That's great. I never did finish reading Homestuck. Did anyone finish reading Homestuck? I feel like I might just have to look up like summaries of what happened with the rest of that comic, because I do not have time to actually read it. This arm is a little bit awkward. You've never read it and you seem to be fine. You gave up when it got to the troll chats. Yeah, it was so much text. It was so much text. I made it. The thing is, I made it through a lot of it. I think the first 6 parts or something. I made it through so much of it, and then I never finished it. And I'm just like, I don't know. I put in so much of the work at the beginning. How do I want to show this book like resting on her knee, but I don't know how to draw this. Oh wait, she's in space. The book can just be floating there because of low gravity. Duh. Hell yeah. I'm going to just set everything I draw forevermore in outer space where I don't have to pay attention to gravity, and it's going to be great. You work smarter, not harder. Let's see. I don't like when alien races all have boobs. I don't mind some alien titties from time to time. I will say. I'm not going to come on here and be like, no aliens should have titties. Cause, I drew lesbian pirates in outer space for years. That was a lot of alien titties. But sometimes it's nice to just be like, why would aliens have boobs? And even though it's a fairly like humanoid anatomy, I don't know. We can go without them, I think, maybe. I do want a rib cage. And we've got some, feminine thighs here. But I'm also gonna have like her wearing a jumpsuit. And we'll do some gloves. We can get fun with the jumpsuit. Have some stripy bits. Would you all go to outer space if you could? Like if someone was like, here's a ticket on a spaceship, would you take it? Because I feel like I have barely learned to tolerate being on an airplane. I do feel like a spaceship would be really intense. Send you to space and let you write about it. That would be awesome. I guess I would probably force myself to do it just for the experience and being like, cool, I'll be able to write some realistic stories about being in space. But yeah, Ray Bradbury's legacy will never be complete until we send artists and writers to the moon for real. That is, yeah, that's true. Have we sent any artists to the moon yet? Um, yeah, the first commercial flights are for random millionaires. They probably might always be. Um, I wish that it was not so, but I am here's Megan's anti-capitalist corner again, which comes up every stream, but I say send all the millionaires to Mars. Let all the millionaires go to Mars. Mars sucks. People aren't meant to live on Mars. Like, it would be fun to explore it and research it, but at the end of the day, no one wants to actually live on Mars. There's no water. You can't go outside and breathe the air. It's gonna suck. So send all of the millionaires and billionaires to Mars, and then don't let them come back. And while they're all gone, we can fix the Earth, and the Earth will be nice, and no one will really think too hard about colonizing other planets when we're not thinking about colonialism in general. Just that's my solution to everything. Send all the billionaires to space. Send them all to the sun, really. We want to, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, like submarines, there's little in between you and death. I used to be fine being in a submarine. My dad loved touring decommissioned military submarines for fun when I was a kid, and so I spent a lot of time in them. And at first I was like, yeah, this is fine. And then like as I got older, it started freaking me out more, and I would get like really dizzy in there and pass out. So yeah, I don't imagine it is like a submarine, and I don't do great on submarines. So I don't know. I'd want to go to space for the experience, but getting there would be the hard part. Look, if I could just go into stasis, like they have in a lot of sci-fi shows. Of just like, oh, this journey is going to take so long, so everyone goes into stasis. I would sleep and wake up on, like, another planet place that is comfortable. I don't know. I think the Earth's fine. We just gotta take better care of it. I'm gonna give her the big alien eyes. Maybe a longer nose so there'll be room for some reading glasses on the end of it. Oh, I guess I have to give her ears if I'm gonna give her glasses, huh? Zero G flights on Earth. Oh no, those freak me out so much. Those freak me out so much. Like, so much. Up there with, like, some of the things I least want to do in my life are those zero G flights. I do not think I could handle that. I'm gonna give her, like, some weird alien ears. But maybe with some cute earrings. Oh yeah, the zero G things in amusement parks. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've just had a bunch of really terrible amusement park experiences that I'm just like, I don't like roller coasters, and I don't know. I don't like being deep underground, or high above the air. I like being at ground level. Yeah, don't send me into space. Just if the government is watching this right now and you are putting together a space military and you are thinking of drafting people, don't draft me. I'm going to be a conscientious observer. I would anyways for any sort of military. Cuz military, especially in the US, is not anything but an oppressive force for colonialism. Let's see. I think I want to give her more of a cat eye shape to these eyes. In the 2000s, we're going to start building homes underground. I feel like there actually are, I'm seeing more of that actually in places that don't have earthquakes as a thing. Where it'll be like half the house is underground and then the other half is above ground, rather than building upwards, building downwards, still having like the entrance and main floor be at ground level. I don't necessarily hate that. Like one level below ground, like I'm fine being in a basement. I would not be fine being several stories underground, which I know for a fact because one of our field trips when I was in middle school was to the gypsum mines under town. Apparently, like underneath my hometown, it was just a bunch of mines, and they took us there on a field trip, and it was terrifying being so deep underground. The elevator ride was forever. Oh, hi, Egg. Egg's coming in. Hi, baby girl. Hi, baby girl. Give me my daughter. This is my daughter, Egg. I love her so much. She is sweet and cute. She met a new person yesterday, and she was very good. Very good. She's only met like 8 humans in her whole entire life. Egg, do you want to go to space? Can you imagine a cat in space? Have they sent any cats to space? I know they've sent dogs, but have they sent any cats? Or are they just like, cats are too precious and delicate to send into space? Oh, all right. She wants to go in the window and see if her boyfriend Pancakes is gonna come around. Um, but yeah, egg in the chat. We do have, as a reminder, one of our emotes on this channel is egg. My beautiful baby girl. Egg champ. Yeah, cats don't like great changes to their environment. They also, it's really hard to train a cat to do things. You can train a dog to do outer space things. You absolutely cannot train a cat to do outer space things. Also, I'm just realizing that the music has gone away. Maybe we can get it back. Yeah, maybe the reason I don't want to go to space is because I know there won't be cats there. That's probably it. There's not going to be cats in space, so yeah, why would I want to go there? But yeah, I went to a cat circus once. There is a cat circus based in Chicago. And oh man, the music just does not want to happen today. Well, dang, I'll just have to... Yeah, the cat circus. So, this one person, like, tried to train a bunch of cats to do tricks, and I had just gotten off tour, like a 3-week tour. We had driven home, like, overnight. I hadn't slept in, like, 36 hours, and we get home, and the producer's just like, so there's a cat circus happening about an hour away. Do you want to go with me to see it? It's in like 2 hours. So I went home, I took a shower, we drove, like none of us had slept in 2 days, and we went to the cat circus together. And so yeah, they had all of these cats that they had tried to teach tricks, and whenever they would try and get one of the cats to do the trick they were supposed to do, the cat would, like 10% of the time, the cat would do that trick. And, oh, did the video freeze? Oh no. Oh no, computer. Okay, there it goes. 10% of the time, the cat would do the trick it was supposed to do. Like 30% of the time, the cat would do a different trick. And like 60% of the time, the cat would like run out into the audience and play with you. And the cats would just be like sitting on your lap instead of doing the trick that they were supposed to do. But it was so cute. It was so cute that I cried. I was just crying so hard, tears streaming down my face because I haven't slept in 2 days and the cats are so cute. And I wanted to be on their tour bus so bad. Oh, it was great. It was totally worth the money. 100% worth the money. At the end, they had the cats do a little like rock band thing where they had adapted some musical instruments so cats could play them. And it was great. I would buy that CD if they had one. I wouldn't know. They were not very good at music, but they were adorable. And yeah, that's what I'll do when I'm vaccinated is go to a cat circus or maybe train my cat. Honestly, if I'm going to train a cat to do anything, it's going to be potty training my cat so I don't have to clean the litter box anymore, which is something that you can do. And I've thought about it with every cat I've ever had of just like, why don't I train this one to use the toilet instead of the litter box? And then I never do. I do want to have her other arm in here doing something. Maybe just like holding her head up. Resting on her knee. Yeah, this will be cute. Let's make a better hand though. Oh my gosh, yes! Attaching GoPros to your cats and see what they do. Especially because, like, my cats are indoor only, but sometimes I will look throughout the entire house, completely unable to find them. And I'm just like, where could they possibly have gone? There's nowhere for them to go. And I want to see, just like, I will tear the house up looking for one of my cats. Like, terrified that somehow they have gotten out. Let's see. Okay, thumb to the back. Yeah, I want to know where all of their secret places are. I think it's mostly behind the bookshelf. I am going to make this a little bit smaller because I do want to be able to see some of the scenery behind, as well as like have enough space for some stars and the earth and stuff in the background. So I still want to have it a little bit off to the center, off to the side. That's the words that I was trying to say. Hi, baby egg. Do you like all the smells out the window? I have put a little perch for her to sit on next to the window, and she won't use it. Instead, she's always just trying to like tilt her chin just up over the ledge like this, because she's short. Just sit on you dummy. I love cats, but they're all little dummies, and that's part of why I love them. I love a dummy. We love imbos of all genders on this channel. Give it a little pointy toe. Yeah, I love drawing aliens and getting to experiment with different kind of lines. See, we're gonna have the Earth over here and a bunch of stars in the sky. Maybe I'll make the moon horizon out a little bit more. Oh, Egg finally made it on her perch. She finally figured it out. Everyone tell Egg you're proud of her. She needs the encouragement. All right, I think that's a pretty good sketch right there. Egg, they're saying congratulations. You did a good job. Good job, Egg. You go sniff the outside. You go meow at some birdies. Meow at the birdies. Congratulations, my little omelet. Aw, she is a little omelet. Aw. Egg, you're so cute and everybody loves you, as they should, because you are so cute. All right, let's ink it up. My brush can be a little smaller. Yeah, have an omelet. Omelets are great. So last week, so Alex, being a healthy person, was going to have to wait a long while for a vaccination, but there was a town in southern Illinois that had too many doses, and they were just giving them away to anyone. So we drove down to southern Illinois to get him a vaccination, and while we were down there, we were like, well, let's go you know, run around in the forest preserve that's down here. And we went mushroom hunting and like foraging for mushrooms, and it was really fun. I was trying to find morels, but it's morel season, but not at this latitude yet. So I didn't find any morels, but I did find some wood ears, and I made an omelet with them. And they were delicious, and I didn't die. So that was really fun. I'm excited to do that again in 4 weeks when he has to go back for his next shot. Oh, come on. There. Cool. It's Passover, so I feel like there's no food in the house when really there's just no bread. Yeah. But eggs are unaffected. Honestly, sometimes I just feel like there's no food in the house just because there's no food I currently want to eat in the house. You just like look at a full fridge and you're just like, there's nothing in here. I'm going to starve to death. You know what? She needs some cuter like cat eye glasses, I think. There we go. Rosalarian glasses, yes. I feel like I just if I got any glasses that weren't cat eyes, I wouldn't recognize myself. Glasses are like so much a part of my face at this point that even just so these glasses are actually kind of broken. I'm trying to fix them, but they're a little bit crooked and uncomfortable. And like I was wearing some different glasses for a little while and I didn't recognize my own face. It was odd. But yeah, aren't they cute little alien eyeballs? I'm gonna do the winged eyeliner like in a fun neon color. You have heart-shaped glasses that you just like, those are your regular glasses? That's fantastic. I was thinking about getting some heart-shaped glasses myself, especially to like wear to work, where we basically at my job when it eventually opens back up again, the dress code is we just have to wear all black, and you know, not something with like a bunch of holes in it and anything, just nice clothes that are all in black. And one way to like add a pop of color to my outfit is like fun quirky glasses and earrings and stuff. So I'll probably end up, I have to order new glasses anyways if I can't get these fixed. Yeah, I get a bunch on Zenny, or like there's a bunch of other sites now at this point that I can't even keep them all straight or remember where I got what. But I do love fanciful glasses. Let's see. I want to get pink heart-shaped glasses, I think. Just because I love pink. I don't wear a lot of red. I wear a lot more pink. So it would match. Well, I guess if I'm wearing all black, it doesn't really matter. All right. This hand doesn't really have to be depicted because it's going to get cut off. And I'm trying not to spend too much time drawing details that are just going to get cut off anyways. Yeah, I mean, magenta is my favorite color for sure. Which I guess I see magenta as being closer to pink than red, but really magenta doesn't exist, is the thing. Magenta is our brain hallucinating a color that literally cannot exist and does not exist. But our minds are just like, there should be a color there, and so I'm going to make one up. It's our brain saying, I want color to be a wheel rather than a line. And our brain just making something up. Hey, Stitch, welcome! How you doing? I'm having a really good day. I love Tuesdays. I always set things up, like if I have an appointment or something where they're like, okay, can you meet on Tuesday? I'm just like, no, Tuesdays are Tarot Tuesdays and they are sacred. Although I can't say that, you know, if someone was just like, hey, I just got 600 kittens, would you like to come meet them, but you can only meet them on Tuesday? I probably would be like, I guess no Tarot Tuesday this week, because I gotta go play with 600 kittens. Oh my god, that would be so great. Oh, you got your shot yesterday, Stitch. That's awesome. Just be lazy. Honestly, like, the day after, it's always the day after that you really feel it. And like the day after I got mine, I was like, oh man, I hardly did anything today. I only wrote 1,500 words. And I was just like, why did I try doing anything? I'm recovering from this shot that is known for, you know, giving people some crummy side effects. So I was gentler to myself and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to give myself permission to be a lump. It's fine. It's fine. Oh yeah, Alex was playing a very strange game last night about running a store that sold, what was it, pants and almonds? I think it was. But yeah, oh definitely, yeah, calling to work. I hear the second dose especially, like, you should just plan on calling in sick that day. That the second dose is a lot more rough. But it's worth it. It's worth it. I am, you know, it's being a little bit sick with side effects from the shot are better than being a lot sick from the virus itself. Yeah. Yeah, flu shot can do it too. I mean, it is a lot like the flu shot, and we are trying to get the coronavirus to be, you know, just like a flu rather than a deadly killer virus. Oh, hi, little baby. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. She's in a little hidey spot. But, oh, your younger sister's going first. Yeah, let her be the guinea pig. Yeah, I also, so I have an asthma attack like once per year. Always like the same time of year. And every single year, I forget that I have asthma and I think I'm dying. So this year I was convinced that I had COVID. And then I remembered, oh right, you have asthma. This happens literally every year at this time. Megan, when are you going to play King of Retail and open a cheese shop? I really should, actually. But then it'll make me want to open a cheese shop in real life, which I really, also really want to do, like, you guys, if I ever retire from comics, it's going to be to open up a cheese shop. And like, I want to open a cheese lady branch in Chicago. I think it would be great. I think I could do it. What if I just did that? I don't know. Opening up a, well, I guess it's not a restaurant, it's a store, but I just know so many things about cheese. And have you guys been tuning in to my cheese show on Wednesday nights? Tomorrow we're going to be trying Taleggio, which is another one of my favorites. Um, I would love to design labels for a cheese brand. I just need, if you know an up and coming cheese brand that needs labels, send them my way. Or else I'm gonna have to start making my own cheeses just so I can make the labels for them. That would be fun. I would make them in the art style that I do my tarot cards in. Lots of neon colors. Especially if I'm selling cheese that, looks like the moon being made of green cheese. And yeah, like I've gotten a lot of followers recently. Like I got so many last week that I thought it was bots. Like so many all at once that I was like, surely they are all bots and I'm not actually gaining this many followers this quickly. But it wasn't bots. It wasn't bots. I'm so excited that y'all are showing up for this because I love doing this. I love doing this so much. And, even if it was just like a couple people every time, I'd probably still do it because I just enjoy it. But it's also really nice to have people show up and, just get to all hang out and, get to show off my art and talk about art with other people and just shoot the shit too. Which I always love doing while I draw. I can't really just sit in silence and draw. I have to have something else happening, whether that's like watching TV or listening to music, or, talking to y'all while I draw. Otherwise, my brain can't stay focused. Although, speaking of brain staying focused, I got prescribed a different ADHD med that we will see how that works. Maybe I'm going to be like so hyper focused on drawing that I can't talk anymore while I do it. I don't know. We're going to experiment and see how it goes. It's something that I can take whenever I want. So if it doesn't work out for streams, I just won't take it during streams. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to try a new one. Oh yeah, playing a whole bunch of different things on a channel, it does also, I'm like, are people here for drawings? Are people here for Hatchiful Boyfriend and cheese? Are people here for Skyrim and also cheese? Maybe I should incorporate cheese into at least one of these cards. Have at least one of the cards depicting like a cheesemonger or something. Just make everything about cheese. All right, got her done. Let's draw the book and the background. It's gonna be great. I'm imagining that the book she's reading is something like Walden by Henry David Thoreau. Although I did learn that he was not nearly as like isolated and out there as he made it seem. Like his mom came over to do his laundry all the time as he's like romanticizing living self-sufficiently in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. Because often we just, you know, in media like that, just don't consider the women doing work for us to be like actual people worth mentioning. So yeah. He was not nearly, yeah. He was in his mom's backyard. That's amazing. That's amazing and adds even further context to it. I had an ex who was like obsessed with Henry David Thoreau, and oh my god, that was great. You gotta go to the docks. Have a good day, Sketchy. Thank you so much for stopping by. I always appreciate it. I just hope everyone has a wonderful day every day. I'm so blessed to have so many followers that are just like a joy. No one at all on any of these streams has ever been a dick to me, and I know not everyone can say that on Twitch. It is such a privilege to be able to have so many people following me that are just good people. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this crater, because it is going to be right in front of the Hermit, but we'll see. Yeah, the community on Twitch is pretty good from what I've seen. It's some of the bigger streamers that I've watched have had to get pretty, what's the word? Tough, I guess, with some of their, followers. But y'all are just good people. Egg is so active in my office right now. Maybe I should make the moon look like cheese. Maybe I'm going to color it yellow. Maybe I'm going to color it yellow. Maybe this is where I bring cheese into this show. I think the moon has to be made of cheese. Yves, not good idea. Yeah, this is going to be a cheese moon. This is really where I want to go. Okay, I'll go into space. I'll go into space if the moon is actually made of cheese. I will do that. But yeah, other than that, I'm probably going to stick to Earth. Oh, a streamer you follow on Twitch who you've never met is having a birthday stream right now. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. I didn't even think about that. That would be so cute. I'm going to have a birthday party for Egg. Her birthday is May 8th. Save the date. What day of the week is May 8th? Because it's coming up. She's going to be a year old. Oh, it's a Saturday. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely, oh, Egg wants to leave the office now, but, okay, bye, baby. Okay, bye. Yeah, I'm absolutely having a birthday party for my cat. It's gonna be great. So that some of my friends can, like, meet her. It's gonna be lovely. Oh no, tablet. The tablet accidentally came unplugged for just a moment, and okay, here we go. Sorry, I gotta shift things around because the tablet got unplugged while I was while I was trying to get to Egg. Are you coming back? Are you coming back? Yes. Okay. Does it work though? I gotta restart the drivers for it. But yeah, if I was going to be a hermit, I would want to have easy access to cheese all the time. That's the only way I could get through it. And, you know, if you're a hermit, you get to have all that cheese to yourself. But at the same time, I love sharing cheese with people. It's more fun for me to share with other people. Hold on. Come on, tablet. The cheese moon is the most exciting thing since shrimp toast, yes. Shrimp toast crunch. Alright. Hold on. Come on. I think I just gotta restart Photoshop again. Another reason to... This is just my computer trying to remind me that I need to get rid of Photoshop and just finally get to using Affinity more. So I'll use Affinity tomorrow and just further practice with it so that it can become the thing that I use regularly. Because I need to... Egg, are you coming back in? Cats just cannot commit to anything. But yeah, birthday party for Egg on stream, May 8th. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. And I don't even want to have like a birthday party for Egg where like people have to, you know, bring presents, although I'm sure she wouldn't turn them down. I really just want everyone that I know to come and meet my cat and tell me how cute she is. Because she is so cute, and everyone needs to let her know. She has the most self-confidence of any creature on Earth. Do you want to go outside or inside or outside or inside or outside? Yes. That is how a cat do. I don't want to have too many craters, I guess. I want it to be a balanced amount of craters. So we're gonna... not draw all of them. All right, got that going. Tell Egg you think she's cute. Egg! Stitch thinks you're cute! She is, though, you know? She's so cute. Egg says meow. So y'all, what are some things that you're actually going to miss from quarantine? Because we can't deny that there have been some silver linings to all of this, you know? Like being able to set my own schedule and, you know, have the space to try some new things has been really good. Having some time to myself to like go over what my priorities are going forward, like having the space to readjust all that kind of stuff has been great. Getting into a bunch of new hobbies has been great.
I've got your priority right here.
Alex just said, I got your priority right here, and then he shook his butt at me. But it's honestly, it's been great getting to just touch Alex's butt whenever I want in the middle of the workday. Just be like, just be like, you know what? I've been working so hard. I need to get up and go touch a butt real quick. And you can't do that at a day job, you know? You can't do that part at a day job of just like, I am going to get up and go stretch and touch butts. And I'm gonna miss that. I'm upset at how many good things that we got, like more accessibility for, you know, people with disabilities is like disappearing already. Just doctors being like, oh, we don't do telehealth appointments anymore, and workplaces being like, oh no, you can't do it remotely anymore. You have to come into the office, when it's just like, we had these accommodations. We built this infrastructure for these accommodations, and now you're just throwing them all out the window to go back to normal. That's, excuse me. That sucks. That, like, it was, you know, disabled people had this moment where, you know, we all got to live the same, and it just got thrown out the window so people could return to normal. And it's a crying shame. Yeah, schools are starting to ask their kids to choose between being either completely at home or completely in school, but why not be able to be like, you know what, I'm having bad allergies today. I'm not actually sick, but I'm gonna be sick if, like, I go out of the house where there's pollen, or I go to school where there's dust, or whatever. Just be like, I want to participate, I just can't do it in person right now. Or chronically ill kids, to where just like it's part of their daily life, where they often can't make it to school, and, you know, now they have to go back to choosing. What does Earth look like again? Hold on. We got a general Europe-y thing, and in Africa, and some America. Well, let's get Greenland in there. Florida. Yeah, that's close enough to Earth that you can look at that and be like, yeah, that's Earth. But yeah, I really hope that, I don't know, enough good teachers stick up for their students who need these accommodations still. And hopefully there can be some bigger change that comes about. It would be really nice. You're gonna miss not having to put on concealer. Going back to work, makeup is gonna suck. I'm honestly a little bit looking forward to wearing makeup more often. I like, you know, it sucks when it's an obligation, and it shouldn't have to be. But I like playing with makeup, and it's something that I just don't do if I'm gonna just be sitting around the house in it. But it's fun going out and putting on makeup, and, you know, I always try and make cute looks when I'm gonna be bartending. Doing a lot of, like, thick shadows for this on the moon. I did not bake nearly as much bread as it sounds like other people did. I bought this, I went on like a quest for yeast at one point because there was like a yeast shortage because everyone was baking bread, and then I ended up not really using much of it. I was like making my own pizza crusts and rolls and all kinds of confections. Hell yeah, this looks cute. This looks mad cute. Look at this. Loving this. I think this is great. I'm excited. Okay, so let's make the moon cheese. First of all, first thing to do. This moon, it's cheese. hell yes. Oh my god, I love this already. The moon is made of cheese. Should still probably do Earth in green and blue just so it's recognizable as the Earth. You feel like you missed out on the new hobby quarantine, or the new quarantine hobby craze? You didn't learn any new hobbies? I mean, but you were doing it's also fine to just have an already established hobby and just get to do it more and get even better at it too, which is good. New doesn't always mean better. Like, it's also really good to uh beef up on skills that you already have and just get better at something you're already doing. You found a new love for your workplace, working a coffee shop job. Yeah, giving people safe interactions, being positive, getting your anxiety better from streaming, and oh yeah, like doing Twitch streaming has been fantastic for my mood. It really has. It's wonderful. All right. So let's see. I think maybe I'm gonna give her some bare shoulders, actually. But are we doing a green alien? I do like that. I'm gonna bring that same green actually to the green on the Earth. The moon is so Gouda. Yeah, it is. All right. I want her to have a pink jumpsuit because I have a pink jumpsuit that I love. I have several pink jumpsuits that I love. We also just, you know, love pink. Or I guess magenta. And... oh, let me do this bit. Let's give her that same pink for eyeliner. And the gem in the earrings. We do want a yellow light here. Actually, let's go with more of a golden yellow, just so that it... or just a lighter yellow. I want it to look like light, but also have enough contrast with the green. You have the urge to take up spinning yarn, hand dyeing, and weaving all at once recently? That's awesome! That'd be really cool. I remember as a kid, I had an aunt who did that for a while. She spun her own wool, and she let me try it, and it was pretty cool. It was definitely cool. I've really been wanting to get into making ceramic tile. I just think that'd be really fun. What color for that bit? Purple? Ooh, I like the purple. The pink and the purple and the green together, very fun. Probably make the book cover the same blue as the water in the earth. If you think if you try doing all those things at once, it might be biting off more than you can chew. Yeah, I mean, you just start with one thing, and then when you're doing good with that, you just add another thing on. I mean, I definitely don't take my own advice there for sure, though. I'm just like, I just want to try everything all at once and be way too busy all the time. Oh well. Okay, yeah, maybe bring some blue stripes into this. I honestly am a big fan of being like multidisciplinary and finding a way for all of the different hobbies to like play off each other and bring like a new point of view to what I'm doing. Because like, so like when I did burlesque, I took like my skills from cartooning into burlesque, in that like I was always making a story out of it, and I was already used to drawing costumes, so it was just a matter of like I would design my costumes and then sew them, and just doing really big facial expressions and body language, that like just being really used to using facial expressions and body language to non-verbally tell a story. Because like half of cartooning, it's not just the words that they're saying, it's so much non-verbal communication as well. And so I got to take those skills into burlesque and, you know, create a sort of burlesque that was unique to me. And so every time you take up a new hobby, even if you think it has nothing to do with the things that you already know, you're going to get something good out of it. And it's going to make a unique art form. Do I want that orange? Maybe a more yellowy orange. I do like that color. Yeah, I think that's cute right there, huh? It's not particularly complicated coloring for this one, but I like it a lot. I think she's cute. And is the word the hermit like easy enough to see? Is it not getting too lost? Because I know with yellow being a lighter color, white on yellow isn't always the easiest to see. I don't know, maybe maybe I do. I don't know. I don't know. I'll think on it. I'll think on it because I really do like the colors that I've got going on right now. And I'm not really doing gradients in this series, just flat colors. Yeah, we're gonna call that the Hermit right there. Isn't she cute? Just way off on a moon that's made of cheese, reading a book by her own light. And, you know, she's isolated, but finding stuff to do. She's sort of representing like the good parts of quarantine, where we were just like, you know what, I've got time to read some of the books in my pile that I've been meaning to get to. I have been reading a lot of books lately. I've been reading so many books lately and eating so much cheese, so this really is me right now. Oh, you left to inquire about eggs. Welcome back. I have finished The Hermit. Very, very happy with her. Yeah, this is the good parts of quarantine. Let's see, the books that I've been reading. I read my favorite book that I have read in for like, it's a new favorite where I'm just like, this is now, you know, not every good book I read gets added to my list of favorite books ever. And it's been a while since I read a book that I was like, okay, this is a new like all-time favorite. It's going on the list of books that I will reread frequently for the rest of my life. Mexican Gothic. So good. And like, if you haven't heard of it, definitely go look it up. But I saw like so many people posting about Mexican Gothic and how it's like good it was. People were talking about it. And I put off buying it for months and months and months because I was just like, I've already got a stack of books that I need to read. I can't go buying new books. I have to finish the ones that I've already got. But I finally just gave in and I bought Mexican Gothic and I just devoured it. It was so good. It was so good. I enjoyed every moment of it. It's suspenseful. And there should be a swoops function where we ask you to talk about books. We could do that, like a swoops function for I give a cheese fact or talk about a book. Yeah, that's actually some really good ideas. that I'll do. But yeah, Mexican Gothic was super good. I'm currently reading White is for Witching, which is another wonderful book. Both of them are in the like Gothic tradition of, honestly, all you need to write a Gothic book is just a big spooky old house. It doesn't matter when it's set or if ghosts are real or not. Actually, I think ghosts have to be real. A big spooky house and ghosts are real. But yeah, I love the Gothic genre. The book that I'm writing right now is in the Gothic genre, and I've just been reading a whole bunch of Gothic books. Because I don't, like, there's this fear that I have in my head of, like, someone would read this book someday and be like, oh, well, you just ripped off this other Gothic book, and just trying to read, like, so many Gothic books. I have this long list that I'm keeping of just, like, here's all of the different books and stories that have inspired this story that I'm writing, because it's like, we are influenced by, like, every writer is influenced by other media. It's not copying any sort of thing to just be like, I read a book about a big spooky old house with ghosts in it, and then I wrote a book about a big spooky old house with ghosts in it. That's not ripping off any particular book. That's just being inspired by, oh yeah, I like books about big spooky old houses with ghosts in them. And I had this short story that I wrote, and I was like, I kind of want to write this in more detail and really flesh out the characters. And it wasn't intended to be a Gothic book, but the house became its own character, and I just went with it. But not literally a character, although White is for Witching actually has the house narrating parts of the book. Like, the house is literally a sentient character in this book, and it's really cool. A couple years ago, I realized that so many of the books that were recommended to me and the books that I was reading were all written by men, and I was just really craving some books written by women and non-binary people. So I asked for suggestions, and I got just like a huge amount of suggestions actually from people about books to read. And you know, I got like half a dozen of them, and I've been going through them slowly, and they've been all, actually there was one that it was not catching me at the time, although sometimes I've come to realize sometimes you're just not in the mood for a certain book and you need to put it aside and wait a while, sometimes even years, and then you pick it up and you're like, okay, now my brain is ready to read this book. It's definitely happened for real. And yeah, your hot take of the hour is that you think plagiarism accusations and copyright issues are so overblown that they seem to get in the way of creatives taking inspiration. Absolutely! Like, especially these days where people are just so ready to call someone out from a very, like, ignorant standpoint. We're just like, yeah, a lot of times people will be like, well, X is obviously a ripoff of Y, and people are just like, have you only ever read 2 books in your entire life and they are X and Y? Because I saw someone accusing She-Ra, the new cartoon, of ripping off Steven Universe, and everyone in the comments is just like, literally, what similarities are here in this art style? He's saying specifically the art style, and everyone was just like, these art styles look nothing alike at all. And he's just like, well, they both use thin lines, and it's just like, yeah, so do a lot of cartoons. There's like, they have lines and colors, and therefore it makes them the same, or one is a ripoff of the other. And it's just like, have you only ever seen 2 cartoons in your whole entire life? Yeah, no one is allowed to do colorful cartoons for children if they have lines and colors. Then it's a ripoff. It's crazy. It's dumb. And yeah, it does make a lot of people hesitant, I think, to create things if they're like, no art is made in a vacuum. Everything is influenced by other things. And if you are trying so hard to come up with something that has to be so original that, like, nobody on Earth has ever thought of that same thought, but at the same time, it's guaranteed that someone else has had that same thought. The difference between writing a tweet about, like, wouldn't this be an interesting story if X did Y? That's not writing a book. That's having an idea, and someone else has also had that idea. And I hate the thought of, like, writing a book and someone being like, well, I tweeted about this very thing 3 years before your book came out, so obviously you got your idea from my tweet. And it's just like, who are you? I don't know you. I've never heard of you. This was not inspired by your tweet. Literally nothing about this idea is original. It's all in the details of it that make a book good. Yeah, I mean, as I'm drawing these drawings on stream, I'm very often talking about my process, not just to show off, but also, like, if someone else is wondering, like, oh, how do I get lines like this or colors like this? How do I do this technique? So that y'all could, like, decide, oh, hey, I really like the color schemes that Rosalarian's using. I'm going to be inspired to use more bright colors in my own work. That's great. And that also kind of helps you have more longevity in the art world. If you have a bunch of people that have taken inspiration from you, they're going to remember you. And that's cool. Yeah, that's also a thing that I worry about with, like, fan fiction. And I know a lot of authors have had to do this where they say, like, I literally, like, especially if you're working on, like, a series rather than, like, a one-off book or something, is that people have gotten upset of just like, oh, well, you know, season 2 happened just like how I wrote in my fan fiction about season 1, therefore they have stolen my idea and I'm going to sue them. A lot of authors have had to come out and say, just like, please don't send me your fan fiction. I cannot let my brain be influenced by your fan fiction and then have you later come and say that I have ripped you off. That's even just seeing the title, sometimes it'll just get stuck in your brain, and then yeah, you might take some elements of that idea and actually put it in the work. And it's just, again, having the idea for a story is not the same as actually doing it. Or even, you know, writing a fan fiction is not the same as actually writing the script for a movie and then producing the whole entire thing. There's so much more to the process, and yeah, no one's trying to go out there and rip off other people's art. I promise most creatives have too many ideas in their head that we don't really need to go seeking out other people's ideas so that we can rip them off. The problem is having too much in our brains, not having an emptiness that we have to go steal other people's stuff to make stuff happen. Yeah, no, it's something that I think about a lot too. And, you know, I loved seeing, like, a lot of fan art of stuff, but, you know, fan fiction is always stuff that, like, yeah, if you're working on a series, you can't read it or else people might accuse you of plagiarizing, and it sucks. It sucks. But yeah, like, you hear people saying, like conversely, that there's no original ideas anymore. Every story is just a ripoff of another story. And to the point where they're like, it's pointless to write anymore. And the only people I've ever heard say this are, like, cishet white dudes, where it's just like, okay, you've heard your own experience written about so many times. It is a little bit true that maybe your life story is unoriginal at this point, and it doesn't need to be written anymore. They're, like, so close to understanding that, like, their life story has been overdone. And that means we need to make more opportunities for different types of people to tell their own stories. Because I guarantee every story in the world hasn't been written. Ideas are both common and unique. Because, like, there's always going to be common elements between more than one story. But at the same time, there's always going to be a uniqueness in every iteration. as well. That just, you know, yeah, your boring, overwrought cishet white boy meets cishet white girl story and is overdone, but there's so many people that have never gotten to tell their stories. And even just like within gay stuff, people are just like, yeah, there's been so much gay media now and it's all boring and we don't need to hear another coming out story. But it's like, we've heard a lot of coming out stories from like cisgender white gays, and there's a lot of other people in the queer community that have coming out stories that play out very differently because you're either not white or not American or not cisgender or you're disabled or like any of these other things that intersect with your identity and create a whole different, just a bunch of new layers on top of the basic, what we've come to see as the basic coming out story that really is only basic for a subset of people, and it's not universal. There's no universal experiences. And yeah, like I think I used to get really intimidated by like tropes and like, oh no, I can't repeat any of these tropes, they're all overdone. But I've come to embrace it. Like there's always a new way to do a trope, even if it's a twist on it. But there's no way to write any sort of story that doesn't have something in common with something that has come before it. That's just the way of it. I was reading something about how we all have this idea that there is like a pure version of ourselves that could be separate from the society around us. But literally, we are so influenced by society that we can't untangle. There is no pure version of self. We are all a culmination of, you know, both nature and nurture. The culture we grow up in absolutely influences who we are as a person. People are not formed in a vacuum. Personalities are not formed in a vacuum. And if that's true for complex human beings, that's absolutely also true for the stories that human beings make. Every person is influenced by other people in our lives, and every story is influenced by other stories that we have written. And yeah, two people can have the same idea and bring it to fruition in completely different ways. Like the fact that like writing prompts online are really popular because it'll just be like a basic idea and two people will interpret it very differently. And like in creative writing classes that I had, you know, there would be a prompt of like, write a short story about this. And 20 people came to class with 20 different short stories, all based on the same basic premise, but just taking it in so many different directions based on their own experience and other books that they'd read, or, you know, just, I like this type of story, so I'm going to try and, you know, make the like anthologies, comic anthologies will be like, we're gonna do a whole anthology on this theme, and then they have 20 different short stories in there, and they're all unique. Yeah, draw this in your style challenges also. Yeah, just taking, you know, small concepts and then doing our own custom take on it. That's just how creativity works. And I think anyone who is going around accusing people of plagiarism when it isn't like a one-to-one, like, okay, I can see you traced this kind of thing, you know, really don't understand the creative process. And that, like, when I was younger, I was so terrified of just like, well, I liked this one artist's color scheme, and so I did a drawing with that same color scheme, and now I'm a piece of shit because I should have come up with my own color scheme from scratch somehow, as if color theory isn't a thing. You know, it's this idea that like, oh, I'm making music based on chords that other people have played. I should really come up with a brand new chord that no one has ever played before. All chords are based in the same subset of music theory that makes certain notes sound correct. You know, you can't be like, someone played a G major in this song, and therefore if I write a song in G major, I am just copying them. That's not true at all. How many songs are written in C major? Because that's a really easy key signature to write a song in. I'm also learning music theory right now, and I'm very excited about it. My brain is just like, it's so much like math and stuff, but like math applied to art, which I always think is really cool. And it helps me understand like why songs work and like why, you know, putting notes in this order sounds good as opposed to a different order. And that's also true of like books, like reading other books and understanding like, what was the pacing of this book? Why was this book so good? What kind of language did they use? What did I enjoy about this book that I would like to take into my own writing? And I wouldn't be able to take any of that into my own writing if I hadn't read other books. Like just being like, oh, their sentence structure was like this. And actually, I've read a couple other books that had this same sort of sentence structure. Maybe they're all onto something. Maybe I should try writing my sentences in this structure and see how that works. Yeah, I can't write this book because it would use some letters of the alphabet, and that's been used before. Exactly. We are all just, I mean, Shakespeare definitely came up with so many new words. Maybe he was just, you know, a little more creative than the rest of us. Although I actually think Shakespeare is just okay. I'm not a big Shakespeare fan myself, but he definitely did like come up with his own words like every other word. So, you know, maybe he was onto something. He was just like, I can't use this word because other people have written this word before, so I'm going to make up all new words. Yeah, Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet was based on an older story. I've read Hamlet. I have read Hamlet. It's just, Shakespeare is just not my thing. I definitely, you know, I was in some Shakespeare plays in high school and stuff. I did enjoy playing Bottom in A Midsummer Night's Dream, just because that's a very, very beefy comedic role, which I enjoy. Oh yeah, reading Hamlet and imagine Hamlet as gay and or trans and or a woman. That's definitely an interesting thing. I do love to read things through a queer lens that was or was not intended. So, the Baywatch movie with The Rock. Watch this movie. One, it's just a treat. This whole movie is just pure cotton candy fluff. It's a good time. It's just candy for your brain. It's great. But watch the Baywatch movie through the lens of The Rock's character being asexual. And it completely fits. The Rock's character, I don't even remember what the character's name was, but The Rock, absolutely an ace icon in that. He has no love interests. He has one kiss, but it's to like distract someone while he like it's a kiss like with intention of just like, oh, I need to like look busy to cause a diversion or whatever. The Rock has absolutely no love interest while everyone else is hooking up with everyone else. You can read his character as Ace. It works so good, and it just added a little bit of queer representation to a movie that didn't otherwise have any. I loved it. It went from just like, this is, am I just giving a TED talk right now? I think maybe I am. But yeah, I definitely think reading more queerness into stories that isn't overtly queer will make something better for me, for sure. So I guess I'll reread Hamlet. Maybe it was just because I was in high school, and being the things we were forced to read in high school always makes it less enjoyable and fun. And yeah, maybe it's just being forced to read it. But okay, so I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break, and then we are going to do the next card, which is going to be the Five of Cups. So I will be back in 60 seconds. I've timed this. I've been timing this. I'm really good at taking exactly 1 minute to do this. I am going to run just a quick ad while we do this. Subscribers, do not see ads. Oh, and the music's working again. I just noticed that. But yeah, I will meet you back here in 60 seconds. Y'all, if you also want to go to the bathroom, and I don't force my pee. I just pee fast. I always have. I always have. I'm the opposite of Hank Hill, just a mile-wide urethra. But yeah, y'all go pee too. Get yourself, you know, a new cup of water, and I'll meet you back here in 60 seconds. Okay, bye. Maybe the ad will run. There it goes. It's going good. How are you? Good. And look at that. Exactly 60 seconds. So good at this. So good at this. Come on. Come on, OBS. There we go. Okay. 5 of Cups. I find myself... I really like the cup suits. It's so much of it has to do with like creativity and stuff. It's very inspiring to me. Okay, so 5 of Cups. Again, let's find the Rider-Waite version. Last week, both cards were so far off from the Rider-Waite. It was interesting. I think this is also going to be... This one's going to be actually a little bit closer to this card than maybe some of the others, but... so yeah, we've got... This is... about just sort of like focusing on what is going wrong and ignoring what is going right. Because, you know, we got this guy and he's just like so focused on these 3 cups that have spilled, and behind him there's these 2 cups that are still fully upright and everything is fine, and he's just ignoring that. And so, you know, it's about kind of readjusting our viewpoint and our priorities. But yeah, it's about like regrets and stuff too, and like, I guess, getting stuck in regrets. So what I want to do for this, so I haven't drawn any of these cups as like chalices. In the Rider-Waite, all of the cups are these like chalice looking things. I'm not going to do any chalices. What I want to do for this one is a bunch of oh, you were thinking the other night at Cedar, you were thinking about making Jewish tarot because the 4 cups. Yeah, I mean, honestly, a lot of the tarot cards reference Jewish culture, and like, I think because like tarot and Torah have like a lot of the same letters. Like the Torah makes an appearance in a lot of cards. It definitely references Judaism in a lot of these cards and the symbolism. There's a theory that we're supposed to drink 5 cups at the Cedar, but since we're not sure, we have the cup of Eliyahu. That one didn't make sense to me. Sorry. I'm also a tarot newbie, and learning it, like, as I draw these cards, I am researching each card. This is part of, oh, Cup of Elijah. Okay, I gotcha. It was just a different spelling that I'm used to. But yeah, I'm learning as I draw these cards, like, just because I guess for me, a lot of the symbolism in other cards, I don't interpret those symbols the way they are supposed to be interpreted. So I'm drawing all of these concepts for each card in a way that I understand it, and it's really helping me learn all of these cards, like actually learn them and have it in my memory. So I am learning so much about everything behind these cards. Your favorite card is the Hangman because it was featured in a game in which you played as a little bean. That's cute. Yeah. I mean, I've definitely seen tarot cards all around forever, but this is me like actually sitting down and like learning about it. And I do think, you know, I was resistant for a while just because I don't really, I'm not a spiritual person. I very much am, I don't see anything as like mystical. So like I'm not into astrology at all or anything like that. But I had come to see tarot as being essentially just an old school way of guided meditation. Like all of the cards are sort of universal broad concepts on purpose. Like I would hear people be like, "Oh, well, you know, fortune telling, of course, when you make your predictions so vague, they're going to apply." But that's kind of the point to something like this, where it really is more a way of giving advice and meditating on a broad concept rather than saying like spirits have determined that this is the truth. It's more of just like, hey, what if you thought about your relationship with your parents right now? And, you know, just having that be a basic concept to pull out of a deck randomly, because everyone has parents in some, or if you don't have parents, meditate on that, you know? So I really like it as a form of guided meditation, and that made me like really get into this whole idea of like a non-spiritual tarot is what I'm like really into. So for this, I was thinking of, so like this card, he is like standing looking at the spilled cups. I really kind of want to have this character like looking over their shoulder behind them at a bunch of broken glasses, and like almost be about to walk into some non-broken glasses because they're so busy paying attention to their past mistakes and regrets that they, you know, are spending so much time looking backwards on their failures that it's going to cause more failure in the future if they don't focus on what's ahead and the fact that there is, you know, something positive ahead. Being so focused on the negative behind you that you miss out on the positive in front of you is going to actually beget more negativity down the road. My first job ever was at a TV station doing live news, and I remember just one night really fucking up, and I was so like upset about fucking up that I was distracted and I fucked up again. And like during the commercial break, the director like turned to me and he was just like, think about your mistakes when the show is done. Right now, I need you to just accept that it happened, move on, and just do better from here on out. And that really, like, I've taken that lesson with me in a lot of life of just, you know, set aside designated time to think about your mistakes, but dwelling on it constantly all the time fucks you up more and causes more mistakes to happen. So it's not that you shouldn't ever think about your mistakes or examine your own problems, but you have to set aside time for it when it's not going to cause further destruction. So yeah, I do want to almost, maybe like, I'm kind of almost imagining like two servers where one has like spilled all of their glasses and is looking behind them, but they are about to run into another server who has like two full wine glasses. Like that could really work. Or I don't know, why are these cups on the ground is the thing. But I don't know, maybe I'll just put the cups on the ground. But yeah, I do want someone like looking over their shoulder. Add it. Hold on. How do I want to do this pose? So let's have the hands up in a sort of oh no. Oh, hi, Gin Fizz! How are you doing? Let's see. I always draw the characters a little bit too big at first. So yeah, I want it to look like they have just like stepped on this glass, or these glasses. You're lurking but hope I'm having a good stream. I'm having a very good stream. I did just like have like a 45-minute rant about creativity and inspiration and the creative process, and then also queer Shakespeare. It was good. It was very good. Okay, so I'm gonna have like wine glasses that are, I need to make it look like 3 distinct broken cups. So granted, when they're broken, they're just lots and lots of broken glass. Honestly, I kind of want to just have like a bit of broken glass stuck in their foot. And they're about to step on some more glasses and cause, you know, further destruction. Like, obviously, you do want to be conscious of, oh, I just walked over some broken glass. And ooh, I'm drawing bare feet on Twitch. Bare feet are banned. But only real bare feet. You can draw barefoot, actually. Which is good. Don't get me started on female presenting nipples. Oh, I need to sort of draw these more in their path. Put some wine in them. Yeah. Is there any like symbolism in here that we could bring into like some of the fabric or something? Not really. It's okay. There's water in there because it's the water suit. But yeah. I've realized I've mostly just been doing like really positive cards for a lot of these. Um, but like some of the cards do deal with negative things that do need to be addressed. Good vibes only is not healthy, especially for something that is meant to be guided meditation. Just want to have some more flow to the arms. Try to give more of the impression of someone who is walking. Yeah, I think this is cute. And it definitely gets the point across of, yeah, by looking backwards and regretting your past mistakes so much, you are just walking into further disaster. At least that's how I'm choosing to interpret this. And that's why I am writing a sort of guide along with my deck of just like, here are my personal interpretations of the card, and that's why like these symbols are here. So I have been really digging like angel wing sleeves. I've been like so loving vintage like 60s and 70s fashion. And I've been wanting to draw some of it. So we're going to do that here. And also like the long skirt can also give a sense of motion. So I do want this character to very much be, you know, in motion. Or maybe it's just like a long like robe. Yeah, maybe this is just like You're in your okay, here's the card. You're in your bathrobe. You just got up in the morning after a big party and you're remembering everything that happened the night before. You're remembering how these wine glasses got broken. Yeah, so I do want this to look a little bit more like a robe that you wear in the morning. This is the morning after the card. That's what this is. So yeah, you're noticing all the broken glasses, but there's a couple more coming up ahead. We need some of that like morning after hair too. Where like you could tell that it had once been in a sort of style and now it's just maybe some like bags under the eyes. Some smeared lipstick, maybe do some of that morning after makeup, some streaky mascara. Ooh, come on, tablet, don't do that. Go. If I had the space, I would love to draw just like other people like passed out on a sofa behind. Yeah. Like, who left 2 full wine glasses on my floor? Who did that? What were we doing last night? That's what this card is about. Let's draw the robe tie a little bit more drapey. But man, I can't wait to have parties again. Even if there are rough mornings after. Cool. So this one's a little bit, I don't know, maybe I'll add like more of a background once I get around to inking it, but I think it can also just be a fairly simple card. Sometimes there's wisdom in knowing when to keep things simple. Actually, hold on. Let me see how it fits in the frame. Okay, this is gonna be good. I guess this is more about like personal regret. So it's less who left these wine glasses on the floor last night and more why did I leave these 2 wine glasses on the floor last night? Why did I have 5 different cups with wine in it? And why did I leave them all on the floor? It's like when you get to work and you're just like, who closed last night? Everything's a mess, and then you remember, oh, I closed last night. Or as my dad would say, my dad would interpret as, someone put shit in my pants. And, yep, that's some dad humor there. Oh, come on. Sometimes the tablet, after a while, stops behaving, and it wants to forget all about pen sensitivity. But yeah, I do want to have her makeup all streaky. Very I fell asleep in my makeup kind of look. Alex, you think you found a haunted house on Redfin? In Chicago? Please send me a link to this. Here's the thing. Whatever house we buy, because Alex and I are thinking about moving, just to a house that suits our needs better. Mostly because the post office here is so bad that it's interrupted all of my, like, web store shipping stuff. Oh god, do I want to have one of her, like, false eyelashes just, like, on her cheek? Okay, I'm doing that, actually, because falling asleep in your mascara is one thing. Falling asleep in your false eyelashes and waking up with them, like, stuck to a different part of your face is a whole other level of, like, disaster. Well, let's see. I want to have it, I guess, a little bit closer to the eyeball to also not conflict with this mascara. Maybe just like... Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's just gonna be like a tiny little detail that just like most people probably won't even notice, or they'll even just be like, what are these weird lines here? What is this supposed to be? But I'm gonna know that it's I'm also gonna draw, like, you can see an earring off on her right side, but there's no earring on her left side. Tragically, you have to go. Oh, thank you. Thank you for wishing me a good continued stream. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And yeah, VODs will be up later if you want to see how it turns out. And I'm also archiving everything on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/Rosalarian. I've got all of my Tarot Tuesdays up there. Actually, I think I gotta get last week's up there. I'll have to remember to do that at the end of this stream. Classic, beautiful Rosalarian art curls. Thank you. Oh, and thank you for reminding me to hydrate. Yeah, I do like being known for swoopy hair. I had someone describe my art style as swoopy, and so that's why my channel points are swoops. She has a bun that started out as an intentionally messy bun and is now just a sincerely messy bun. I almost wanted to have her carrying her heels, which is very much a, like, the next morning kind of energy. But I want this to be like, she's the host. This is her own house. Everything is her responsibility. Oops. Trim my chest over here. Come on, tablet. I think it just gets tired. Which, it's crazy to think of, like, a machine getting tired. But it kind of does. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the broken glass in white lines. Just to make it look more like clear glass. Is this you, though? We have all been this at one point or another. Even if you don't drink, you're gonna have times like this. Honestly, sometimes when I'm at a party, I will eat foods that I can't eat. And the next day the hangover is just being really sick from like food problems. What me caused this disaster? Yes. That is the question. Sleepy me is a scamp and is not to be trusted or depended on. Yeah. And yeah, the heel, it's a big tragedy what's gonna be happening here. But yeah, I also can't trust my sleepy self. I will get the nighttime crazies. Ooh, soundtrack, getting saxophone with it. Very nice. Love a saxophone. Why don't more modern songs have saxophones in them? There was a time when, like, rock and roll bands just had a saxophone player. It was normal, and I miss that. Normalize rock bands having a saxophone player again. Let's see. Probably gonna put a bunch of 60s flowers all over it. I have been really wanting to recreate a lot of 60s clothes. I'm designing a lot of fabric in that vein. And I need to actually, like, do these projects. I bought some patterns for some clothes I want to make. So I gotta just make them. I read a lot of advice columns and stuff because it's fun. And what I feel like is such a theme of so many letters is how can I live a life of no regrets? Like, what is the secret to knowing what is going to cause me regret so I never have to feel it ever again, to the point where there is complete inaction? And there really is no guarantee that you're never going to feel this feeling right here that I'm drawing. But that can't stop you from ever living life. It's like hearing people be like, what if you get an abortion and regret it? And it's like, that is a possibility, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing to make as an available choice. Because, I mean, you could also have children and regret doing that. There is no guarantee that any decision you make won't lead to regrets. And really, just being able to handle regret is the life skill to acquire. Or just like, what if I ask my partner for an open relationship or what if my partner and I do open up our relationship and then we regret it? And it's like, well, what if you don't open up your relationship and then you regret never doing that? Or just like, what if I sleep with a whole bunch of people and I regret it? But also, what if you don't sleep with a bunch of people and then you regret not sleeping with a lot of people? Like, yeah, if you don't regret something, who will how will you know you've grown as a person? Yeah. Regrets shape us just as much as good experiences, sometimes more. Sometimes just eliminating what you don't want to do is extremely valuable knowledge. And maybe the next morning we regret going to that party or doing that wild thing, but sometimes once the hangover wears off, we're just like, you know what? Actually, I'd do it again. And then we do. I'm just drawing a whole bunch of flowers here. Come on. There we go. I'm just going to draw a whole bunch of flowers today because it's fun. And it's going to add some more like visual interest and detail in a card that is going to have basically a black background. It's going to just help add a bit of extra fancy here. How's everyone doing today? What kind of projects are you guys all working on? Yeah, I do sometimes remember not doing something more than regretting doing something. Like, I definitely can feel a lot of regret of just like, you know what? I should have actually done that thing. Like, I'm so glad that I just, like, decided to move to Chicago one day. I was like, is it going to work out? Who knows? But am I good? Like, am I going to regret moving to Chicago? Possibly. What are the odds that I'm going to regret never leaving my hometown? Also, a high chance of that, maybe a higher chance of regretting that than anything else. And so, my instincts were right. There were times, for sure, when I was like, I never should have come to Chicago. Like, just something bad would happen, and I'd be like, well, if I'd never moved here, this bad thing would never have happened, even if it wasn't Chicago related. Sometimes we are just looking for an excuse or something to blame for our regrets. Whew, this is a lot of flowers. I don't regret deciding to draw so many flowers. But maybe also, with this knowledge, I might have said some other design. Oh, hey, Kat! Welcome! It's going pretty good. I'm drawing some good cards that make me happy. Here, I'll show you the one that I did earlier, because I'm really happy with how it turned out. If you're just joining the chat, this is what I drew earlier in the stream. I drew the Hermit as an alien on a moon made of cheese, reading a book. You know, having a very solitary time that you know, isn't unpleasant. Just kind of thinking about, like, you know, I got my first vaccination a few days ago, and like my hermitude is going to be coming to a bit of an end, and just sort of reflecting on, like, I didn't hate every moment of quarantine. Like, there was definitely nice things about being a hermit sometimes. So, you know, it can be lonely for sure, but it can also be nice. So, yeah, I had fun drawing that, and yeah, but it didn't take very long, so I'm doing a second card as well. So this is the one that I'm doing now is the Five of Cups, which is all about like regrets and stuff. So I'm doing this as definitely like the morning after of just like, what happened last night? Why does my head hurt so bad? Why did I drink so much? Just remembering, oh no, that embarrassing thing happened. How am I gonna live it down? Why did I do that? Why did I open my big mouth? And because it is, you know, the cup suit, it is, you know, she has stepped on, there's 3 broken wine glasses on the floor, and she stepped on one of the shards, and she's so focused on that regret that she's not paying attention to the fact that, like, there's 2 more full wine glasses on the floor in front of her that she is about to step on and break even more glasses because she's not paying attention. So, yep. Yeah, I gave her like morning after hair, and like her false eyelashes are like hanging off the corner of her eye. This is what it looks like when I like when you fall asleep in your makeup. Coming out the next morning to make breakfast and just like, what? You're still here? You didn't leave last night? I thought everyone went home. Yeah, I just decided, because it's such a simple card and I'm not really doing a background, I am going to just put a lot more color and variety into the foreground with a lot of flowers on this robe. And the flowers don't symbolize anything here. It is just, I felt like drawing a bunch of flowers today. Because it would be pretty. Sometimes flowers symbolize flowers are pretty. And that's all they need to symbolize. I think sometimes tarot cards can get bogged down in like every single thing has to have some sort of meaning. And sometimes, yeah, the meaning is just, that's pretty. Art is nice. Like, there's definitely a lot of symbolism in all of these cards. Really, I try and like make a little story to go with each of these things, and I really feel like, so I'm going to be writing a guide to go along with this, and it's getting to the point where I'm like, this guide might end up just being a really short story that goes along with every single card, which could be really fun. Just a whole collection of little vignette short stories. Or not even stories, because sometimes there's less of a plot so much as just like, here is a recollection of events that happened. And that is a legit form of storytelling, too. You know, not everything has to follow a style of like conflict resolution, you know, that sort of thing. Sometimes a story can just be, these things happened, the end. That's how kids tell stories. And I love kid stories. Whew. All right, so a lot of this on the left and right sides are going to get kind of cut off by the frame, so I probably won't really draw any flowers in there. Oh, I totally forgot to finish this flower. The love story of Daiquiri and Paige, yes. I'm glad y'all remember Daiquiri and Paige. Still one of my favorite cards. Did the music stop again? Oh, come on. Come on, Twitch soundtrack. Oh, it keeps getting stuck on this same song, and then the thing won't get past it. Weird. Okay. Well, fix that, I guess. They're cute. They love each other. The end. Yep, that's all the story needs to be. You're supposed to be working, but you can't muster the will to do it. You'd rather be drawing. Yeah, there's definitely. I don't know. Can you like do like a little like 20-minute doodle and get some of that energy out, and then get back to work? Like sometimes the struggle is so much more distracting than the actual distraction, that giving into it a little bit can help relieve it somewhat. I don't know. I've been trying to like deal with my own lack of attention span and focus and my, you know, work drive and stuff like that. Just trying to find solutions to work with my brain rather than against it so much. Just giving myself a dang break from time to time. Alright, gotta do this bit here. Your data is your day job is a drudgery of data entry and order processing. Yeah, honestly, like the same way that I used to pay better attention in class by doodling in the edges of my notebooks, like, yeah, just give yourself a little break and draw something for a minute and get your brain, like, get some endorphins in that brain. Get some dopamine going on. I stress this so much, but productivity is not just the time you spend actively doing the thing you are supposed to produce. Rest is just as important for production. But then again, if you're working for someone else and they're like, you can never stop, then, you know, you can preach all you want about how people should work. But when you've got capitalist overlords who are just like, if you've got time to lean, you've got time to clean, then, fuck those kind of managers. I hate it so much. Or just like working at bars where they're like, there's only one customer in the bar right now, and that one customer can see that he is the only customer in the bar right now, and you have nothing to do because you cannot just be standing next to this one customer waiting for them to need something, and they're just like, even still, you can't be on your phone or reading a book or doing anything because it looks bad. Oh, you did do some drawing in the first part of the day and accidentally finished a commission. Well, that's good. But it sounds like your brain is still stuck in drawing mode. It's hard to want to leave. I get it. Alright, so we got that. We're going to draw the glasses now. I'm going to do it in red, just so it'll show up, but then I'll turn it white after that. I feel like when I'm bartending, when I have that job, I'll go weeks or months without breaking any glasses. But then if I break one, I do end up breaking a whole bunch. Oh, hello, Alex. You put pants on.
I did.
Wow. Is the King of Spain visiting or something? So formal.
Yes.
Yeah, the King of Spain is here?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, now I feel underdressed.
It's me.
It's you, Alex.
Let's take a little break.
Yeah.
Stand on the back porch for a second.
It's so nice outside.
Yeah, it's nice.
Honestly, this is like way more broken glass than like 3 wine glasses would create. But we gotta show those bottom parts. Alright, and then... Oh, I thought you were pancakes! I saw Alex in the window where pancakes usually comes up. I just saw like something move in that window and I was like, oh my god, it's pancakes, but it's not. It's just stinky old Alex. You're gonna go look for pancakes? Alex is on a quest for pancakes now. Alex does not like pancakes, the food. He doesn't like pancakes. He says they're bad. He's so weird. Pancakes are great, and now I really want blueberry pancakes. Like, really bad. Maybe I'll make myself some for, like, lunch. Alright, and then we gotta get that shard of glass in the foot. Oh no. Yeah, when we make the background black. Oops. Change this to white. Yeah. It looks a little bit more like glass there, and I like drawing things with white lines on black. But yeah, how can Alex not like pancakes? He doesn't like blueberries either. So if I make blueberry pancakes, it's all for me. But yeah, let's make blueberry pancakes tonight. You and me, Labin. No Alex is allowed. Oh, I gotta draw a few more flowers. It's not getting cut off as much as I thought. Let's see.
Okay.
No pancakes? Aw. Yeah. Yeah, I'm real happy with how the broken glass looks. I'm real happy with how this is all looking. I'm glad you know, as much work as it was to draw all of those flowers, I'm happy I did it because it looks really nice and it adds a lot of visual interest. It's gonna bring a bunch of color in. All right. So there is the inks of the Five of Cups. Looking pretty good. So yeah, time to color it. And I'm feeling like, let's see, what's the background color for this robe? Something like an orangey red, maybe. Maybe a green, which is like totally the opposite color, but I figure all of these flowers are gonna be in like reds and oranges and pinks. So maybe a green color would look nice. Oh, that does look nice. Although I really want maybe a darker color, just because I want that shard of glass in her foot to really stand out. We'll figure it out. For now, it's going to be purple. I can change it later. Lots of little tiny details. Alright, I think that's all of the... Oh, nope, there's some background I gotta do. And, oh, just a tiny bit there. Okay. I think I want to make her skin blue. Or maybe like almost green, like the green of I Feel Sick This Morning. I need like a... Yeah. That's good. So I do think that I want to have a little trickle of blood. And then also same red color for the lipstick that's going to be smeared outside the lines. This is... I've been here. I have been here. Yep. So, other colors. Hair color, maybe. What's gonna look good with that? Blue, maybe? Or... Oh, let's just do this purpley color that I love so much. Maybe, I don't know, maybe more of a bright, maybe that same red as the lipstick and the blood. Yeah, I like that. I like that better. Pops a little bit more. All right, we gotta do some flowers. I'm probably also gonna have, well, no, never mind. Got the trim on the robe. And imagining like orange for that. Yeah, it's looking good. All right, so we got all of these flowers. Gonna be doing them And, well, at the very least, I think the inside of all the flowers is going to be yellow. Oh, that's looking really good. That with some, like... just a little bit of other colors in the, flower bits. Sometimes when I have been talking for a long while, my brain's vocabulary is just like, okay, we've used all the words. We've used all the words, no more words. Don't want to plagiarize myself by saying words I've already said before. I love how I inadvertently do a lot of accidental fabric design in doing these tarot cards, because now, yeah, I'm like, I want a robe like that. Hell, that's so pretty. Let's see, yeah, maybe some pink as well in here. All the words. I have accidentally said every word ever, and now I am empty. No more words for the rest of my life. I said all of the words. Yeah, that's super pretty. Maybe some of the flowers should be white. Yeah, it's pretty cute. Just want to have a good balance. Yeah, and I think in the purple robe, just to make this glass stand out a little bit more and look glassy, I'm gonna put a lighter purple color behind it. So yeah, there's a shard of glass in that old foot right there. That sucks. A lot of regrets here. I'm just gonna do that with purple. Or maybe the orange of the trim. Yeah, that looks good. But, yeah. I think that's a good 5 of cups right there. Again, pretty simple. I don't think I'm going to do a background just because I want all of the focus to really be on this little scene that we have here. But yeah, it definitely tells a story right in there. So yeah, it's all about just like past regrets that sort of cloud our vision from seeing that in front of us there is positivity that could turn to negativity if we refuse to look at it. So at least that's how I am interpreting this card. Um, Again, all of these are sort of filtered through my own lens and what I would welcome meditating on. And that is definitely something that I've had to think about a lot. Yeah, she's a hot mess, absolutely. Um, but we love her, and you know she's probably gonna need stitches. She's probably gonna need stitches. She's gonna have to be off that foot for a little while it heals. Um, but you know, hopefully she can learn from this experience, and next time remember, even regardless of how drunk she is when she goes to bed, to just not leave any wine glasses on the floor. Her hair looks like yours if you take a shower and go to bed without drying it. Yeah. Yeah, it's or just like hers kind of looks like mine when like I do a really good job of curling my hair on purpose and like put it in an updo and then fall asleep in that hair, and the next morning it's just like somehow all of the curls decide to like clump together and harden into these uh weird bits. And yeah, just falling asleep in my lashes. Actually, falling asleep in my pasties after a show. That's how you know the after party was a little bit too wild. My first out of town show I ever did, I got way too high at that party. I didn't realize that, I just had one hit and it was wild, and I was more stoned than I've ever been in my life, and I fell asleep in my pasties and my lashes, and I was just so rough the next day. And I've only fallen asleep in my pasties a couple times. It really sucks removing pasties after sleeping in them. Also, after watching me stream, you finally gotten used to me being blonde. I'm still getting used to it. I keep thinking my hair is a wig. Like, I'll see pictures of myself and I'll be like, that wig is very obvious. But, because yeah, I was a redhead for 17 years, and it's still something to get used to. I might go back to like the sort of lavendery purple color. We'll see. It doesn't last very long, but next time she should use those little juice box wines, honestly. Or like the ones that come in a can. That's also great, especially because aluminum, infinitely recyclable. You send it off to the recycler and they can recoup like 99% of it back into metal that they can use for stuff. Glasses these days, actually, a lot of glass is like 50% or more plastic, which is why, like, it used to be you dropped a jar of spaghetti sauce off the counter and it would instantly shatter into a million pieces. And now, like, you drop a jar of spaghetti sauce off the counter, and there's like a 50-50 shot that actually it just bounces and rolls, because it's more plastic than anything else. Even if it seems like glass, it's like heavy like glass, you tink on it, and it makes the tink-tink sound. But yeah, it's mostly plastic these days. Also, yeah, we can be super classy and just hit straight off the bottle. Nothing wrong with that either. Yeah, especially if, like, you're planning on drinking a whole bottle of wine anyways, or you don't mind swap and spit with other people. It does mean less glassware to clean in the morning, less glassware to potentially break. So, yeah. But I love this hot mess. She is adorable, and I think, once I get this printed, if I'm like doing a reading for myself with my own cards and this one comes up, I'm not gonna have to like try to recall or like look up, wait, what does this card mean? I'm gonna look at this and know, oh yeah, this is the morning after hot mess bitch, and this is all about regrets and needing to pay a little bit more attention to prevent further regret, and focus on the positives, stuff like that. But one thing I don't regret is spending all of this time with y'all on stream. You guys make it a joy every single time. As always, I have such a blast doing these streams and hanging out with you every week. I look forward to Tarot Tuesday every single week. Why can't every day be Tuesday? I guess if every day was Tuesday, I wouldn't have whatever Wednesday, and I wouldn't have my cheese show on Wednesday nights. If you're joining tomorrow, it's going to be at 5 Central. Basically, after whatever Wednesday comes the cheese show. We're going to be doing Taleggio tomorrow. I'm not sure what game I'm going to play because I did finish Hatoful Boyfriend. I just died so many times. So I'm done with Hatoful Boyfriend. I'll have to find a new game. Yeah, I guess there's good things that happen on the other days of the week too. But yeah, I think I am going to go do more writing of my gothic novel that I've been working on. 30,000 words, and you can die in Hatoful Boyfriend so many times. I died like 6 times before I gave up, and I actually had to look up. I was like, are there any endings where you don't die? And apparently, yeah. I just didn't get any of those endings. So many times I died. Apparently, I am not meant to date birds, and I guess that's okay. Just so long as there are not people that are going to murder me for not assimilating into bird culture. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, stream it, absolutely. It's so much weirder than you think. This game, so much weirder than you think. There's all kinds of weirdness happening with it, and they just never address it. And then it just, my brain was melting every 5 minutes playing that game. So, yeah. But, yeah, I'm gonna go write my book. Thank you all so much for hanging out again. And I will see you tomorrow or next week if you're, you know, only looking to watch the tarot cards. And again, I archive all of these at youtube.com/c/Rosalarian, so you can watch them anytime you want. If you're just like, you know what, I really liked when we were drawing the 3 of Swords. Let's go back to that. But yeah, I will catch you around the internet. Until then,